Hey guys, welcome to a new video. Like, comment and subscribe if you enjoy. Without any further interruptions, enjoy the What If. Chapter 14. Devil Desert, hehehehe. Gara chuckled with a sadistic smile on his face. Sasuke raised an eyebrow, wondering what was up with him. Meanwhile Kakashi walked up to Naruto, who was chatting with Virgil and Kasumi. Naruto. Can I talk to you for a moment? The Jonin asked. Naruto said, I suppose. Kakashi and Naruto went over to the side and the White Fang's son spoke. Naruto, I am sorry that I have neglected you, both you and Sakura. You are right, I have been too focused on the past instead of the future. Naruto said, apology accepted, Kakashi-sensei. Look, I know that Tu-san and Obito-san were close to you, but I think that they would want you to move on with your life. I believe that is why Obito gave you his eye, to let him see the present along with you, not the past. Kakashi smiled at his student. I guess so, Naruto. Now let's watch Sasuke's match and pray that he doesn't get himself killed. The two of them walked back to Guy and Lee. The Jonin looked around to see only 8 Anbu. Only 2 squads. What the hell is Hokage-sama thinking? Whispered Kakashi. Guy whispered back, I have no clue, they are probably still gathering information. Naruto said, don't worry, you have nothing to fear at all. All we have to worry about is the Oto ninjas. Suna will not be a problem, just maybe Gara. Kakashi and Guy were shocked and the spandex-wearing Jonin said, how did you know that? Naruto deadpanned, I fought Orochimaru and you expect me not to know anything. Anyway, let's enjoy the match. Genma shouted, begin. Gara's gourd immediately began to spew out sand. Sasuke jumped back a bit and thought, so this is the sand that Kakashi mentioned. Suddenly Gara clutched his head and said, don't get so angry, mother. Sasuke thought, what the hell is he talking about? Gara continued his demonic monologue, I know I fed you some bad blood, but I promise that this time, it will be delicious. Just then Temari and Kankuro came back. Temari said, we got everyone just in time, Naruto-kun. Naruto said, great, now you will have to fight still not only against Oto, but we have to kill a certain uprising in our village too. Sakura asked, Sensei, that mark on Sasuke's neck, is it? Kakashi said, don't worry. Sakura smiled at Kakashi and turned to watch the match. Gara said, come. Sasuke said, fine, you ask for it. He quickly drew 2 shuriken and threw them at Gara. The Suna Jinchuriki's absolute defense caught the shuriken while making a Suna Bunshin. Sasuke took the time to charge at Gara, but the Suna Bunshin's torso suddenly surged forward to meet the Uchiha. Sasuke jumped forward in the air and the Suna Bunshin flicked his own shuriken at him. The Uchiha was forced to return the shuriken and kicked at the Suna Bunshin's crossed arms. The arms blasted off as Sasuke slammed his palms on the ground to right himself on his feet and slammed his wrist into the Suna Bunshin's neck. The clone was in shock, but it started to smirk as the sand seeped over the Uchiha's wrist. The Uchiha quickly dealt a palm strike to blast the Suna Bunshin's head into dust. He rushed through to get to Gara, but another wall erected to block Sasuke's assault, but Sasuke smirked and Lee's eyes widened in surprise. Gara's eyes did the same as Sasuke suddenly appeared behind him, fast, just like him. Sasuke drew his fist back and slugged Gara in the face, cracking his Suna Yoroi and sending the psychotic boy into the ground. Guy was shocked as he thought, he is just as fast as Lee's starting speed and his taijutsu, Lee finished, is the same as mine. Naruto thought, so Sensei had to use Lee's speed to get past Gara, no doubt he had to use the Sharingan to visualize Lee's speed. Sasuke moved into the Goken stance as he said, so that is your armor, eh? Come on, I will rip it off. He sped through Gara, but the sand tried to stop him from the front, but Sasuke veered behind him and twisted through the sand to kick Gara away. Sasuke taunted, what's wrong, is that it? Naruto thought, don't get cocky now, Sasuke. Sasuke moved in a circle around Gara and moved inside Gara's guard to send a kick to Gara's chin, then he grabbed his shirt and brought him toward his persona to give him a knee to the chest. Sasuke, you are a genius beyond imagination, it took me years to reach that speed, but just in only a month, you were able to reach it. Lee thought as he looked at Sasuke, who was panting with exertion. But to keep up at that kind of movement requires a lot of strength. Kankuro thought, what are you going to do, Gara? The Suna no Yoroi uses a lot of chakra, you know you can't use for long. Guy asked, what kind of training did you put him through? Kakashi answered, Sasuke had Lee's taijutsu before, so that is why I had trained him in Lee's taijutsu as well. Since he knew Lee and seen his taijutsu in action, he was able to master the style. It was hard work. Kasumi thought, yeah, hard work for a mere copycat. Lee thought, but just with my taijutsu, it is not enough. Guy thought, Kakashi, what are you up to? You saw the battle between Lee and Gara, so you should know that taijutsu will not be enough to defeat him, so why did you have Sasuke focus on taijutsu? Gara immediately had his sand encircle him, but the Uchiha ran forward to stop Gara. Sasuke threw a punch at the sand, only for his fist to suffer by bleeding as the sand globe grew spikes to halt Sasuke's assault. The Uchiha had a cut on his cheek and a gash on his right leg. He fell back as he felt warm blood running down his leg, using all of that sand to protect himself, that it gets so hard when it packed like that, so this is an absolute defense. Soon a third eye appeared, hovering over the side of the sand globe while Gara sat down and concentrated, chanting a mantra. Temari thought, Gara plans to use that jutsu, this is bad. Sasuke had a shocked look on his face, but then he smirked as he wiped the blood off of his cheek. The Uchiha moved forward and aimed a kick at the shell, it bounced off. As I thought, it is no good trying to use taijutsu against it, since I can't see what he is up to, since he is hiding in there, it is a perfect opportunity to test out my new jutsu, since it takes a lot of time too. Sasuke unclipped a button on the black spiral thing on his arm, he jumped up on the balcony and used chakra to stick to the wall. He crouched and Naruto's eyes widened, so that is why you did that. Sakura said, huh. Naruto said, Kakashi-sensei had Sasuke focus on taijutsu and speed since the ninjutsu that he is about to use requires a lot of speed. Guy said, you didn't. Kakashi said, I did. Ino asked, what jutsu is that? Zabuza said, it is Kakashi's original jutsu, the Reikiri, he used it on me once, but this kid was able to block with that arm of his. Naruto grinned, hey, it saved your life, didn't it? Zabuza said, yeah, whatever, but this Reikiri sounds different, this one sounds like chirping birds. Kakashi said, I didn't teach him Reikiri, Sasuke doesn't have enough chakra to use it, so I taught him the predecessor of the Reikiri. Sasuke flipped through hand signs and white electricity burned on his hand. After all, he is a lot like I used to be, Kakashi said. Naruto thought, I just hope he changes out of that attitude, or I seriously have to kick his ass. Sasuke charged downwards towards Gaara's little sand globe. It is incredible, you can see the chakra in his hand. Ino thought. Meanwhile inside the sand globe, Gaara was talking to himself once again, yes, I am going to rip off his head, then crack it open, so the brain can spill out, the head, then tons of blood will flow out, you can have it all, mother. Kyahahaha, aren't I such a good boy, mother, I am always a good boy, yeah, let's do it, mother, I will be watching. Guy muttered, a simple stab. Haku said, what? Guy explained, it's a technique created solely for assassination, the speed of the stab and the large amount of chakra concentrated to create the heightened flesh combined makes the sound of chirping birds. Sakura said, so if it is not called the Reikiri, then what is it? Naruto said, from my father's journal, the jutsu is called Chidori. At the moment the word escaped Naruto's lips, Sasuke had burst through Gaara's defense. Kankuro said, no way, Gaara's defense has been breached. Temari said, that is impossible. Naruto said, since the speed of the user and the amount of concentrated chakra focused in one arm, then it becomes like a sword. If any other user were able to use this, they would have experienced tunnel vision. But the Sharingan helps this matter, which is why only Sasuke is able to use this jutsu to its full potential. Lee thought, I see, I wouldn't be able to run at that speed straight at my opponent, because it is easier to make a counterattack and I don't possess the Sharingan to see the counter. I'm jealous of you, Sasuke, my sense of superiority came when I defeated you since your body couldn't keep up with my speed, but now you have that speed including the Sharingan. Sasuke said, I got you now. Sabaku no Gara. Inside the globe, Gara asked, what is this warm stuff? Mother, what did, it's my blood. My blood. Suddenly Naruto, Kasumi and Virgil felt a cold shiver run up their spine and immediately knew that Gara was using the demon's chakra. Sasuke felt something crushing his arm and had to use the Chidori to free himself. Gara screamed again as Sasuke pulled his arm back to have a strange-looking arm with blue veins running across it. Kankuro became fearful as he thought, there is no mistake, it's his arm. Guy asked, what is that? Kankuro whispered, did he attain his complete form? Temari whispered back, I don't know, it looks like Uchiha wounded him, this has never happened before. Sasuke peered inside the hole and gasped as he saw an eye glaring at him. It was amber with an inverted four-pointed star with 4 dots in a square-like fashion. I am getting chills just from the memories from the first time I saw it. I couldn't eat for weeks after seeing that thing. Kankuro thought in fear. Genma's body started to quiver. What's this feeling? Suddenly the sphere started to crack and revealed Gara clutching his right shoulder. I knew it. The cocoon was broken before he could transform fully. Temari thought. Naruto thought. She must mean to transform into Shukaku. Sasuke thought. No, it wasn't those eyes. What was that thing that was looking at me earlier? Suddenly feathers started to fall down and the audience started to fall asleep. Naruto, Virgil, Kasumi, Lee, Guy, Sakura, Kakashi, Shino, Shikamaru, Temari, Kankuro, Hinata, Tenten, Zabuza and Haku began to release their chakra to avoid falling under the genjutsu spell. Sasuke saw Gara use his sand to slip away and follow him. So it begins. Chishi Bunshin no Jutsu, Naruto said as he cut his wrist. His blood created 3 clones and Naruto said, okay, Gilgamesh, you go and help protect the villagers. Alistair, you go and help Kasumi and Virgil fight the traitors. Lucifer, you help Dante and Nero. I am going after Gara. Kakashi said, traitors. Naruto said, apparently when we disbanded the civilian council along with the elders, we have not heard from them since that day, which means one thing, they are planning to take over Konoha and since Orochimaru is causing chaos, they will use it to their advantage, so relay this message if you see an symbol on an Anbu mask, kill him or her without hesitation. Kakashi said, fine, Sakura, Lee, Tenten, Shikamaru, you go help, consider this an A-rank mission. You two Suna kids, I have no jurisdiction so you can either stay here or go to find Gara. The two looked at each other and Kankuro said, I will stay, plus I owe Shino one for not draining me completely. Shino nodded and strode off to battle along with Kankuro. Temari chose to go with Naruto and his group. Since Gara is highly unstable as a Jinchuriki, I doubt that Sasuke will win against him even if he has Chidori in his arsenal. Your job is to stop Sasuke from battling Gara and subdue Gara as well before he can do any more damage. The genin nodded and moved through a huge hole made by punching a sound nin through it. Naruto said, let us go, guys. When I refer to devil arm that Naruto has, I mean the clone who wields it. Roof the cage flipped a smoke grenade and Dante along with Nero and Jiraiya sprang into action, taking care of the 2 bodyguards, but suddenly 4 bodies came out of the 2 halves. They landed on the 4 corners of the room and the cage said, do it. The bodyguards shouted, yes. They placed their palms together and shouted in unison, Ninpu, Shishienjin. Dante and Nero along with Lucifer came on to the roof, stay back, we will handle this. A female Anbu said, and how you suppose that you will handle this situation? Lucifer looked at the woman and said, well, he jumped into the air, first, I whip it out. He took out red energy blades and threw them at key points in the barrier, then I thrust it with great force, every angle, it penetrates, with great strength. Lucifer landed in front of her with a rose in his mouth, in the end, we are all satisfied. He clapped and the energy swords exploded, making the barrier waver and Lucifer took the rose, swiped it under the Anbu's nose and threw at the remaining sword, and you are set free. The rose broke and the energy sword was destroyed along with the barrier. The Anbu sprang into action by engaging the Sound 4. Sarutobi broke free of the cage's grasp and threw his Hokage robes off to show his battle armor. It has been a long time, Orochimaru. Orochimaru was surprised, you knew. Sarutobi said, of course, I knew, the Cage has never been interested in the Uchiha clan that much nor acknowledges Gara as his own son. Orochimaru looked on as Dante and Nero came in to join the Sandaime on the roof. Look here, Dante, a gay pedophile. Nero said. Dante said, I see, I always wanted a snakeskin wallet. Lucifer, you go help those Anbu. The old man and us will handle Orochige. Naruto looked to see that the Anbu were being hard-pressed by the Sound Force teamwork and said, okay, but first. Lucifer appeared behind Orochimaru with a red energy sword, but he spreaded it to make 4. Orochimaru looked behind him, but it was too late. Lucifer immediately shoved all 4 energy swords right up his ass, which exploded and made the snake Sannin let loose a girly scream. This shocked Sarutobi and the Anbu while it made Dante and Nero laugh at the Sannin. Wow, Orochimaru got his ass raped, literally. Nero said. Lucifer waved at Orochimaru. Bye, Orochimaru, that was my present from me to you. Sennin Garashi Lucifer style. Orochimaru shouted, you insufferable Sparta. The snake Sannin tried to hit him, but the Sandaime kicked him away. Go, Naruto, Hiruzen shouted. Don't die, Hokage-ji, I told you that I am taking that hat of yours from you. Lucifer jumped away to land in the middle of the fight. The Sound Force surrounded him and Naruto looked around. He saw a red-haired woman with chocolate-brown eyes and a weird cap on her head, a boy with bluish-gray hair and an emo womanly face with another head just like his sticking out of his neck, a tan 6-armed boy with black hair and a fat guy with a weird hairstyle. Naruto remembered Kin's words, to Yuya, she is one of the Sound Four, Orochimaru's elite bodyguards. She is my only friend and I am the only one who knows her true side. The Sparta thought, so that is to Yuya, she is pretty cute. She looks like a long-range type, maybe a genjutsu user. The fat guy is like Choji, but the emo girl and the Spider-Man I have no clue. Lucifer voiced, so I have a emo girly man, a Spider-Man, a fat lord and a pretty lady, story of my life. The fat guy asked, who are you and how were you able to hurt Orochimaru-sama? Lucifer bowed, oh, where are my manners? My name is Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze Sparta and how? That is a secret that you or the gay pedophile will never know, now introduce yourselves. The fat guy said, I'm Jirobo. The Spider-Man said, Kidomaru. The emo girly man said, Sakin and this is my brother Ukin. The girl said, my fucking name is Tayuya, asswipe. Lucifer tutted, such language from a pretty girl, I am going to have to fix that later. Tayuya growled, shut up, bitch. You are going to die now for what you did. Sakin said, Tayuya, calm down, you cover me and Jirobo with support with Kidomaru. The two charged at Lucifer and Jirobo reached first, Taken. Lucifer brought up his devil bringer to take the brunt of the blow. Please, you called it a hit. Sakin shouted, Terenkyaku. Suddenly his leg split into 3 to aim at Lucifer's torso, but Lucifer took Jirobo and placed him to take Sakin's hit. While the emo man was surprised, the Jinchuriki threw Jirobo on top of him. Kidomaru shouted, Kumo Nenkin. He spat out some form of gold liquid and it hardened into several kunai. He threw them at Lucifer, who commented on his jutsu, now that is just plain nasty. Kidomaru threw his weapons only for Naruto to dodge each one of them and Tayuya shouted, Kuchios, Doki. 3 hideous creatures came out in front of her and Lucifer said, wow, you can summon the 3 Stooges, what is next? Tayuya growled as she played her demonic flute to send the creatures after him. Lucifer took out 3 energy swords and stabbed them into the Doki. Makio no ran. Tayuya shouted. Lucifer shouted, climax. The spectral swords automatically detonated on the Doki, immediately dispelling them. Then Lucifer appeared in front of her and took her flute to break it in 2. Tayuya said, son of a, she didn't get to finish before Naruto sent a palm thrust to her chest, making her fly into the wall, unconscious. Jirobo shouted, Tayuya. Sakin said, shit, everyone, go to Cursed Seal level 1. Lucifer's eyes widened, a cursed seal, just like Sasuke. I better be careful or else I am going to be in trouble. Gilgamesh was destroying the Sound Nins left and right. Orochimaru's forces were soon decimated by the combined efforts of Konoha and Suna, their double-crosser. Soon Gilgamesh saw that there were demons as well for some reason. Kick 13. Gilgamesh shouted as he kicked a hell pride away from a little girl. Run for shelter. Go, he yelled, and the girl ran after the crowd. Gilgamesh faced a crowd of the 7 hells and began to punch and kick every single one into dust. Shortly after Gilgamesh dispatched the last one, the earth started to quiver and shake. Sparda! A demonic voice cried out. Gilgamesh thought, damn, this demon has a strong aura, and by the looks of it, it is pissed off. I wonder which one did it. Dante or Virgil? Probably Dante. Virgil is too level-headed to do such a thing. Suddenly a tall demon with glowing red eyes came out. His arms had veins of light coursed all over, and suddenly 4 wings sprouted out of its back, almost making the demon look like an angel, a really ugly-looking angel that is. Who are you? Gilgamesh asked. I am Beowulf the light beast, and you are going to die. Sparta, I will rid each line of Sparta. The demon said. Gilgamesh joked, really? You got 4 problems. Me, Dante, Nero and Virgil, and each one of us can kick your light ass. Beowulf roared and swiped at Gilgamesh, who rolled to the side and punched his arm, straight. Beowulf roared at the pain and kicked Gilgamesh toward a building, making the devil boy crash into a building and caused it to fall on top of him. Gilgamesh burst from the broken building and shouted, "Lunar phase!" Quote. He kicked Beowulf in the face and the demon fell to the ground, making it roar in pain. Next, Gilgamesh moved inside Beowulf's guard and uppercutted him in the air. He jumped after him, striking at his stomach, rising dragon. Quote. Beowulf flew upwards in the air and then used his wings to fly in the air. Gilgamesh smirked at the demon, who sped toward him. Gilgamesh charged up his fist, making it have a revving sound, and shouted, "Flash strike!" Quote. A yellow burst of energy burst from his fist and crashed into Beowulf's stomach. The demon doubled up in pain. Next, Gilgamesh lunged at Beowulf and shouted, "Beast uppercut!" Quote. Beowulf was launched into the air and Gilgamesh leapt up after him, and now. Real impact. The demon was slammed into the ground and Gilgamesh spinned in the ground to give Beowulf's head a spinning axe kick, separating his head from the demon's body. The half-devil took Beowulf's soul and Gilgamesh was instantly replaced with Beowulf's flash greaves and gauntlets. Nice, I will definitely have fun with this later, my work is done here. Time to go. Gilgamesh dispelled himself and the information was sent to all of the rest of the clones. Alistair, Kasumi, Virgil and Alistair moved through the underground corridor silently. They heard Danzo's voice, "Okay, the battle has started and the villagers are safe now. So in a few minutes, we will strike at them the minute Suna and Odo has them on the run." Alistair said, "Now that won't be necessary, Danzo-san." The civilian council, the elders and Danzo were surprised at the moment, and Danzo was the first to recover. "We have been breached, everyone scatter now, take over Konoha," he shouted. The conspirators known as Danzo, Homura, Kaharu, the Harunos and 4 root ninja were able to get out. The rest of the civilian council were not so lucky, courtesy of Virgil, Kasumi and Alistair. "Take over Konoha and kill Hokage Gigi, now that is sick and twisted. I will destroy you all for treason," Alistair said as he took the sword from his back with an unearthly metal ring. One of the council members said, "You can't do that, you have to take us on trial." Kasumi said, "According to Konoha law, if a person is caught in the acts of treason in the time of crisis, they are to be executed immediately. And what do you know? We are in a time of crisis." She pulled out burial and gutted the spokesperson, "Let's welcome chaos." The council member burst into ashes as the katana liquefied him from the inside out. Virgil whispered, "Weaving judgment." The first son of Sparta moved in between the forces of the root ninjas and sheathed his sword slowly. Almost a third of the root ninja forces were decimated into bloodied pieces of flesh and gore. Kasumi cut down the root ninjas in the most sadistic way the readers could think in their mind. She occasionally paused to lick the heated blood off of burial before she moved again to kill off more root ninja. The root felt something that they have never felt before in years, the emotion called fear. Their emotions slowly returned to them as they were killed by the swords of Yamato, Alistair and Burial. Many of them knew that death would claim them all, but they kept fighting their opponents, clinging on that fragile hope in their hearts. Alistair shouted, "Round trip." Alistair threw the electric sword and it sliced root ninjas in half while he himself took out root ninjas by punching, kicking or twisting their neck all the way around to be facing the back. Once the sword returned to him, Alistair looked around to see that everything was destroyed in the underground base. Dead bodies were slain everywhere and the three were literally bathed in blood. Virgil flicked the blood off of Yamato and sheathed the sword. It seems that our guests of honor left without getting their gifts. Kasumi watched as the blood on burial was burned off and said, "Yes, we should give them the gifts right away." Alistair flicked the blood of his sword. It seems that Gilgamesh has finished escorting the villagers and he has also gained another devil arm, one named Beowulf. Virgil smirked. That demon, it took me 2 seconds to kill him while it took Dante 13. Alistair said, Gilgamesh took 10 minutes, it kinda helps when you have the sword that can literally cut through anything and have the speed to do it. Kasumi said, anyway can we go now? I want to kill some more. Virgil said, Alistair, you deal with Danzo. Kasumi, you deal with the 2 root ninjas that were closest to Danzo and I will handle the rest. The elders shouldn't be a problem. Kasumi said, what about the pink-haired bitch and her idiot husband? Alistair said, they are trying to move out of the village, but on the flip side, they are nearing the real Mi's location. It seems that Sakura is going to have a heartwarming family reunion. Force Edge Real Naruto moved into the tree and said, the destruction of the forest is getting worse, we must be getting close. Tenten, Sakura, Hinata, Temari, Lee, Haku and Shikamaru nodded as they bounced through the trees. Naruto said, shit, we are being followed, by 8, no, 9 ninja, sound nins. Shikamaru said, you are the most powerful of us to stop Gara, so you go. Hinata said, Shikamaru-san, Lee-san, Haku-san and I will stop the Oto nins. Naruto said, Hinata-chan, Shikamaru, be careful. Hinata said, you too. Shikamaru, Hinata, Haku and Lee veered off and while they did that, Shikamaru relayed his plan to them. Naruto moved with Tenten and Temari through the trees and he asked, Temari, what can you tell me about your brother? Temari said, he finds great pleasure in fighting strong opponents such like yourself and Sasuke, since he is the only one to actually wound him. His insomnia is caused by the Shukaku to make him stay awake, partially to the fear that the demon would consume him if he fell asleep. Tenten said, wait, so he is just like Naruto-kun. Temari said to Naruto, you are a Jinchuriki too. Naruto answered, yes, I am the Jinchuriki of the Kyuubi no Kitsune. So I understand Gara more than you will ever know. Temari said, I see, then I understand what Shikamaru's hidden meaning was. Tenten said, Naruto, you told Shikamaru. Naruto chuckled, no, I knew the old lazy bastard would figure it out. With an IQ of 200, you can pick up a few things. Shikamaru, despite his lazy demeanor, noticed the glares that I would receive, the fact that I am always absent in class on my birthday, October 10th, which was also the same day that the Kyuubi was killed. He deduced that the Kyuubi was not killed when he researched the other Biju. The Biju can only be sealed inside an object for the lower Biju up to 4 tails, but for 5 tails and up, they must be sealed into a baby with no chakra coils. He realized that it was me since if the Kyuubi was truly dead, then the villagers would have nothing to fear. I was surprised when he confronted me about it when I was training alone one day, but what surprised me was when he said, that was too troublesome to think of me any different, I was still the annoying little bastard that he befriended in the academy and no demon was going to change it. Tenten smiled, so in basic terms, he accepts you. Naruto said, yes, he does. Then he got serious, Tenten, activate your bloodline, it is time to go to work. Temari said, bloodline. She watched as Tenten's eyes moved from chocolate brown to crimson and azure. She took out a scroll and unsealed Kalina and along with Lady's various guns to strap them to her persona. Demon Huntress Tenten in action. She hung back as the red barrier that everyone loves ever so surrounded her and a Furiatorus appeared with a big-ass hammer in its hand. This is going to take a while, Tenten said as she pulled out Kalina and shot a missile at the demon. Sasuke the Uchiha looked at Gara, who was holding his head. I don't know what is going on, but I have a feeling that you are a part of all this, and I want to see your true nature. Blue veins started to appear on his face. You are just like me, Sasuke Uchiha. You are strong, have companions and most of all, an ambition and once I kill you, I will be the one to have destroyed all of that, only then I can survive, only then I can feel alive. Suddenly the Suna Jinchuriki knelt down to the floor and started to change. His right arm changed as the sand gourd merged with his arm, transfiguring his right side. He looked up slowly to Sasuke and the sight unnerved him. Gaara's right side was slightly bigger and drool poured from the corners of his mouth. His right side of his face was tan with the blue veins skittered across it and his sclera was completely black. Suddenly his eye popped open. His eye was amber with an inverted star with 4 dots in the corners, the same eye that Sasuke witnessed in Gaara's sand globe. Gaara said, "Now come and make me feel alive." Sasuke was unnerved and then Gaara crouched. Sasuke's eyes widened as the monster that was Gaara appeared in front of him in mere seconds with his demonic arm, poised to strike him. Gaara screamed, "Uuaahhh." Sasuke dodged quickly as the arm grazed his shoulder barely and the arm smashed downwards, making some of the trees break under the pressure. As the smoke cleared, it was revealed that the arm did more than that. Trees has enormous holes in the sides of them and Sasuke hid behind one of them. Is he a monster? Gaara cried out, "Are you afraid of me, Uchiha Sasuke? Are you afraid of my existence?" His thoughts flashed to the day that Gaara found Sasuke and Kakashi training. He remembered Gaara's words speaking that they were the same and walked the same path, the path with the desire to fight someone strong, to prove their strength, their existence. He remembered his brother with him being a helpless child at the time kneeling in the midst of his dead clan members. Gaara said, "What is the matter? Are you afraid of me? Has your fear overcome your hatred, the killing urge? Is your reason for living that small, Uchiha Sasuke? If you want an answer, then come and face me." As Gaara declared his challenge, Sasuke slowly got up and made the hand signs for Chidori as he thought, "It was intentional that Itachi left me alive. He let me live because he didn't want to feel guilty about killing our family, no, my family. He chose me to be the avenger. My reason for living is to hunt him down and kill him for the honor of the Uchiha clan." The Chidori burned in his hand and Gaara was alerted to the sound of his jutsu. Sasuke moved out in the open as he thought, "Gaara, thank you for reminding me of my purpose, and now with this Chidori, I will show you that my purpose for living is stronger than yours." The two adversaries leapt at each other, Chidori versus demonic arm. The Chidori wielded by Sasuke clipped Gaara's demonic arm nearly in two and Gaara screamed in pain, but suddenly took a turn of the worse. His scream of pain slowly turned into an insane laugh. Gaara said, "I see, so that is what it was, the reason I was so excited. I just got the answer. It's this pain. Defeating a man strong enough to hurt me and annihilate him completely, that's what gives me a greater existence." Sasuke gave Gaara an insane smirk as if he was enjoying this twisted pleasure of sparring. Gaara laughed, "More, I want more." His arm reformed back, but to Sasuke's surprise, a tail appeared from his backside too. Sasuke said to himself, "What the hell is he? He keeps changing his form." Gaara's arm and tail clasped the branch and he leaned back as he said, "Here I come." He launched himself at Sasuke with newfound speed and Sasuke thought, he is faster than ever before. Gaara missed and plowed through the branch that Sasuke was on. Gaara turned to see that Sasuke had jumped up and planted himself on the branch above the decimated one. The Jinchuriki threw his arm and the claws sprang outward to grab on several branches like hooks and launched himself at Sasuke again. Sasuke thought, without the Sharingan, I would have been dead. I can't use Chidori since the tournament was my first one and I just used the second one a few minutes ago. He flipped through hand signs, Kaden, Gukaku no Jutsu. Gaara instinctively used his arm as a shield and shouted, "Die." Sasuke cursed inwardly, "Damn, fire doesn't work on sand, it looks like Chidori is the only way." Gaara smashed into Sasuke and made the Uchiha's back slam into a tree, making a large crater. Gaara taunted, "Is this all your purpose means to you? Then let me open your eyes, you are weak. You are too soft because your hatred is not strong enough." Those words immediately made Sasuke think of Itachi Uchiha. The Ikibi Jinchuriki continued, "The power of hate is the power to kill, which is the power of vengeance. Your hatred is weaker than mine." Sasuke whispered, "Shut up." But Gaara continued his rant, "Do you understand what that means?" Sasuke forced the Chidori to erupt in his hand and leapt at the boy, "It means that you are weaker than me." Sasuke's Chidori began to recede for the moment, but then he used the cursed seal of heaven to make the Chidori burst back to life and shred Gaara's arm completely. Then the Uchiha fell to the ground and thought, damn it, the curse mark, I can't move. Gaara's arm reformed once again and he charged to the numb Sasuke, but something else happened. Naruto shouted, calm the fuck down. He kicked Gaara upside his head and landed on the tree branch. Gaara was sent flying into the trees, breaking them in the process and glared at Naruto. Damn it, Sasuke, you pick a bad opponent to mess with. Temari-chan, get Sasuke out of here. I will deal with Gaara. Sasuke said, Naruto, stay out of this. This is my fight. Naruto said coldly, shut up. This is no time to argue. You can't beat Gaara since it appeared that you can't beat a little hickey mark that you got from Orochimaru. Plus I am trying to save your life, and don't you want to kill Itachi? Sasuke stiffened as Naruto reminded him of his goal, his ambition. Temari, go now, Naruto ordered. Temari nodded and took Sasuke away from the two Jinchurikis. You are the one who stopped me from killing that spandex boy. Naruto said, yeah, I am the one who stopped you, and the one who is going to kick your ass. He drew Force Edge from his back and pointed at him. Then he thought, this fight is going to take some time. Orochimaru was pissed off. His forces were decimated, his snake summoners were dead, Suna betrayed him, his sensei was ready for his plan and along with that, he was joined with two Spartas. The sons of Sparta, no doubt, and they were seasoned with battle. His sound 4 bodyguards were getting their asses kicked left and right with the Namikaze boy, and worst of all, his asshole was sore and ruptured, which meant no more playing the submissive boss and the dominant secretary with Kabuto anymore. Damn it all, that Sparta, he destroyed my plans that I spend years complimenting. All ruined by that boy. I will kill him when I had the chance. Sarutobi said, Shuriken Kage Bunshin no Jutsu. Orochimaru countered, summoning Edo Tens. Nero cocked back his devil bringer and grabbed him, go to hell. He slammed the snake bastard into the ground, disrupting the jutsu while Dante charged at Orochimaru, stinger. Orochimaru said, oral rebirth. His mouth opened as Dante stabbed the body, but the real Orochimaru came out of his own mouth. That is gross, Dante said. Orochimaru said nothing and drew his arm forward, Ninpu, Tsunageshi. Several snakes appeared from his sleeve, poised to bite Dante, but Shuriken flew to cut the snakes' heads off, courtesy of Hiruzen Sarutobi. You are not going to get away, Orochimaru, you will die here. Sarutobi shouted. Orochimaru cursed in his head as he avoided Sarutobi's Karyu Enden no Jutsu. Then Nero came up with Red Queen only for Orochimaru to block it with Kusanagi that he withdrew from his mouth. Dude, isn't there anything that is not sick about you? Nero said as he took Blue Rose and tried to shoot the snake bastard in the head, but his neck elongated and tried to bite Nero's neck, but Dante shot at him using ivory and Orochimaru was forced to retreat a bit, but Sarutobi summoned the Monkey King Enma. Enma said, you finally going to settle this with Orochimaru, huh, Sarutobi? I see that you got him on the run, so what do you need? Sarutobi answered, the Kongonyoi quickly. Enma nodded, henge, Kongonyoi. The Monkey King changed into a staff of black and yellow. The staff sprang toward Orochimaru and then Enma's head sprang out from the staff to bite Orochimaru. The snake Sanin countered by swinging Kusanagi no Tsurugi at the monkey, but the head ducked back into the staff and Orochimaru saw that Nero was walking on top of it to slash at his head with Red Queen. Orochimaru dodged only to see Dante slash him in two, but the bastard wouldn't die and used the gathering of the snake's technique to bring back his two halves back together. Dante said, geez, this bastard doesn't want to die at all, huh? Nero, let's kick it up a notch, I am tired of playing with this bastard. Nero nodded and the two activated the devil trigger, making Orochimaru sweat. Sarutobi stood in between them with the staff in his hand, you will die here, Orochimaru. Orochimaru chose the time to say something intelligent of him, fuck my life. Chapter 15. Strong as the tree, Lucifer had to put a little effort into fighting the Sound 4. He knew that the curse mark that they had were just as powerful as Sasuke's, making them a worthy adversary. Not to mention they seemed to have experience with it, but he knew that with that kind of power, especially from Orochimaru, had a devastating price, which means that they were desperate. Lucifer took out a spectral sword and held it out like he was a fencer, on guard, Mousier. Saken, Jirobo and Kidomaru surrounded Lucifer and charged at him. Terenkyaku. Lucifer avoided the kicks by jumping over it into Kidomaru as he shouted, Kumo Shibari. He spat out a web that traps Lucifer, but he smirked and replaced him with Jirobo at the last second. Lucifer said, "Ah, sorry, you got the wrong person, but thanks for playing, please accept this consolidation prize." Lucifer appeared in front of Kidomaru and stabbed him with the rapier. "You are a damn nuisance, goodbye, Spider-Man." Penetration. Kidomaru was killed with a look of horror on his face as he tipped over with a huge hole in his gut. Lucifer said, "Damn, this kid was annoying as hell, now I am stuck with fat ass and 2 head." Saken shouted, "Uken, wake up now, we are going to level 2. Lucifer said, "You got to be kidding me, there is a level 2. He watched as Saken and Uken took on an ogre-like appearance. They had a single horn on the opposite side of their head. Lucifer said, "And I thought that you two were ugly before." The two separated and red armor-like skin covered their right and left side. Lucifer jumped in the air and shouted, "Splash!" Saken and Uken dodged the swords and then Lucifer shouted, "Discipline!" The swords sprang toward Naruto and repositioned around him, making Uken and Saken retreat from Lucifer. Lucifer shouted, "Bondage!" The swords instantly moved around Saken and pierced him without remorse. Lucifer smirked as he snapped his fingers and Saken was destroyed. Uken shouted, "Saken, you bastard, I will kill you." Lucifer simply said, "You first, double penetration." Uken stiffened as he struggled to find Lucifer. He found him behind him and realized that he couldn't feel his legs. He looked down to see 2 spectral swords in his thighs and then Lucifer snapped his fingers. Uken watched his legs were destroyed and he fell to the ground, bleeding to death. Lucifer walked slowly to Uken and said, "You know, I could let you suffer, but I won't do that at all, so I will let you experience my new move, Orgasm." Lucifer took out a multitude of swords and flung them in the air. The swords hovered over Uken's body and as Lucifer tipped his hands down, Uken was destroyed since the swords detonated on impact. Lucifer turned to Jirobo, who was still stuck in Kidomaru's web and walked toward him ominously. Jirobo said, "What are you? You are not human." Lucifer said, "Who knows? I am not even sure myself, but I will tell you. I am half human and half devil. I am Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze Sparta, remember that, I will see you in hell." Lucifer took out a kunai and stabbed Jirobo in the throat, then he looked at Tayuya's unconscious form and took her in his arms. "I better take her to my house, and tie her up before she just tries to kill anybody." Lucifer donned on his devil trigger form and ran toward his house. Meanwhile in the forest, Shikamaru, Hinata, Haku and Lee were fighting against the 9 sound ninjas. Shikamaru dealt with one and led him away from the others to avoid hurting them. Haku was able to dispatch 2 of the sound nins using her Makio Hyosho. The genin were separated to their own battles and Hinata defeated her 2 opponents. Sakura and Lee were still fighting. To their luck, the 4 were seasoned Chunin-level shinobi. The 4 attacked Sakura and Lee and the bubblegum-haired girl shouted, "Kaden, Hausenka no Jutsu." The small fireballs made the 4 scatter and one got too close to Lee, Konoha Shofu. The shinobi's neck snapped up and he fell dead due to the blow, and the fact that it was Lee's enhanced leg. Sakura jumped away as a sound wave was aimed at her, then she shouted, "Kaden, Hisakiho no Jutsu." She blew ash out of her mouth and then clicked her teeth as her 2 opponents charged into the attack. The ash exploded, killing them instantly. "Lee, I am going ahead, can you handle it here?" she called out. Lee said, "No problem, Sakura-chan." Sakura moved through the tree and the sound ninja said, "My name is Reppu, I am your executioner." Reppu moved at Lee with a kunai and Lee blocked it. He grabbed his hand and threw him over his shoulder. Reppu landed on his feet and pulled Lee down towards him, planted his foot into Lee's stomach and the green beast landed on the ground. Reppu got up and shouted, "Time to die." Lee's eyes widened as he shielded himself with his arm. Then it happened. Green light covered his arm, blinding Reppu and halting him from his attack. Lee looked at his arm after the light had subsided and he was shocked. His arm was covered by some metal alloy and his nails were sharpened to a point. He looked down and saw that his right leg reacted just the same. How? Is this possible? Wait, Kasumi-chan gave me this power. Lee thought to himself. He gripped his fist and thought, thank you, Kasumi-chan. Now let's see what this youthful power can do. Lee charged at Reppu and jumped in the air. He used his right arm to punch Reppu in the face and Reppu was launched backwards. The Oto ninja crashed through trees until his back slammed into the tree with a huge crack. Lee said, what power? I will ask about it later. Sakura the kunoichi moved through the trees and thought, I have to get to Naruto-kun and the others. I hope that they are. Suddenly a kunai shot at her head and Sakura moved quickly behind the branch to avoid it. When she got back up, her eyes widened in surprise. Mom, Dad, what the hell are you doing? You almost killed me, she shouted in anger. Daiki said, that was the point, Sakura said in shock, what? Sakari said, isn't it obvious, Sakura? You moved out with that idiot uncle of yours, Kazuma, just because your views on the demon. The girl's shock was quickly replaced with anger. Sakura said, he is not a demon, he's Naruto Sparta, so what if he has Kyuubi inside of him? Daiki said, how do you know about that? Sakura said, he told me about it. All this time I have hit him, spit on him, and he took it all with a smile just to make you happy. You don't understand that he saved our lives just for taking this burden. Sakari said, bullshit, that demon will kill us all. You saw his transformation. Sakura retorted, would a demon place himself in front of a sword to save his girlfriend? Would a demon save my life knowing that I was in danger? Would a demon know emotions such as love and kindness? The answer is no. Yet Naruto has done every single one of these things. And whenever I am around him, he makes me feel like I can do anything. I am someone, everything about him is so real. His smile, his laugh, his touch, I have never felt this way toward Sasuke at all. I know that I have feelings for him. Daiki said, you have feelings for that demon. Sakura snapped, his name is Naruto. Sakari said, you are so annoying, just like your sister. Sakura said, sister. Sakari said, that inner voice in your head. That is your sister. Unlike you, she was rebellious and she was kind to the demon. No matter how much we erased her memory or beat her, she would always go back. Finally we had to take her soul and place it into your mind. We erased your memories of that and left it be, then your sister started in imprinting her persona on you. We couldn't have that and we placed a seal that inhibit her from influencing you and did the opposite of what she wanted. Sakura said, you killed my sister. Daiki said, for the greater good. Sakura said, fuck that, for the greater good. Shit, and you have the right to call Naruto a demon. You are worse, the nerve to call Naruto a demon. Sakari said, his heritage proves that he is a demon. Sakura said, he is not a demon, he is something that far worse, he is a devil with a human heart. Now picture it, Naruto with the power of Kyuubi and his heritage coupled with the emotions and feelings of the human heart. A bad combination. If someone tries to hurt his friends, he will tear you apart. Sakura gripped her fist. Now I will not forgive you for what you have done. You too will be brought to justice. Daiki said, after all we did for you. Sakura said, shut up, Daiki. Daiki was surprised at the utter hatred that Sakura showed through her voice and Sakari shouted, how dare you talk to your fath. Sakari didn't have the time to finish as Sakura launched herself and punched her mother dead in the mouth. Sakura said, as far as I am concerned, my family is dead to me. Daiki shouted, Sakari, you will die for that, Sakura. Sakura said venomously, come and try, bitch. Daiki took out a kunai and charged at his former daughter. Sakura ducked under his strike and sent a punch to Daiki's gut. Daiki stumbled back as Sakura kicked him square in the chest, sending into the tree trunk. Sakura moved fast to punch her former father in the stomach, which happened to be chakra-laced. Daiki coughed up blood as the hit connected and he was launched through it. Sakari came up behind Sakura, who ducked her swipe. Sakura noticed that the tree trunk was rotting and instinctively thought, poison, figures since my mother is such a conniving bitch. Sakari said, you will pay for touching my beautiful face. Sakura snorted, HMPH, I don't see anything pretty about it at all. Sakari yelled out a battle cry and Sakura said, please, you can defeat me, Sakari. She knocked the poisoned kunai out of Sakari's hands and then she did a sweep kick, making her former mother fall to the wooden branch. Next, Sakura quickly followed with an axe kick to Sakari's solar plexus, effectively knocking her out unconscious. Sakura grabbed her former parent and looked to see that Daiki was still groaning in pain. Sakura tossed his wife on top of him, making him fall to the ground once again. "You bitch," Daiki said. Sakura said, "That is right, I am a bitch, the bitch who just kicked your ass." Sakura rapped him on the forehead, making him go into unconsciousness. She tied her parents up with ninja wire and made sure to clear their weapons and any means of them escaping. "I can't believe it, my inner self is actually my twin sister, I hope Naruto-kun is all right." Rooftop Orochimaru's breath was labored as he was surrounded by his old sensei, Dante and Nero. Nero said, "Come on, you tired already? We haven't even broken a sweat, but now it is time for you to die, showdown." Dante shouted, "Dance macabre." Orochimaru screamed in pain as he was slashed in pieces. Sarutobi added the finishing touch, Kaden, Gukaku no Jutsu. Orochimaru screamed as he was burned beyond recognition, but then a shout was heard, "Sweden, Miserapa." The water doused Orochimaru and Kabuto rushed by his side, "Orochimaru-sama." Orochimaru gritted his teeth, "We must retreat." Dante said, "Like hell you are." Suddenly demons appeared before them, letting Orochimaru and Kabuto make their escape, and Dante gritted his teeth, "Damn it." Dante pointed, "I hope you all know what you just did, pissed me off. You are all going to pay for this. Drive." Nero said, "Summon swords." Sarutobi took out the Kongonyoi and swung in an arc as it extended, knocking the demons out of existence. Nero said, "Why did they come here? Were they trying to protect Orochimaru?" Alistair, Kasumi and Virgil were hot on their trail on Danzo and the Elder's trail. Kasumi said, "The 4 root ninjas are stopping, it looks like you will be taking the Elders and Danzo." Alistair said, "Good, those 3 have been a pain in Gigi's ass and made my life a living hell." The 3 stopped to face the 4 root ninja, one of them said, "You will not pass." Kasumi said, "Alistair, go, and be careful." Alistair smirked, "Hey, I am always careful." Kasumi smiled, "No, not really." Alistair moved to go past the root ninjas and one of them revealed black bugs from his skin, an Aburame, huh. Kasumi shouted, "Kitsune bai." The fox fire burned the bugs into ashes and Alistair was able to pass. Virgil said, "What are your codenames, seeing that the man erased your life?" The Aburame said, "Torun." The blonde said, "Fuyamanaka." The pale one said, "Sai." The last cloaked one said, "Hio." Kasumi whispered, "Sarutobi mentioned that he planted a spy named Sai, try to keep him alive." Virgil said, "Got it. Ikus." Torun said, "Fu, you and I will take the woman." Sai, Hio, take the white-haired man, don't underestimate them at all. Both Sai and Hio nodded and the 4 attacked. Torun started by throwing kunai at Kasumi, but she deflected them all using burial. Suddenly Fu came behind her and said, "Shintenshin no Jutsu." Fu's mind was sent into Kasumi's, who was smirking at the time. Fu was shocked at Kasumi's mind, he looked down to see that he was standing on a river of blood. Then Kasumi came in the realm, "You know, going into a demon's mind is very bad, you don't know what kind of repercussions you might have." Fu tried to quickly release the jutsu, but Kasumi cut off his hand with burial, instantly cauterized the wound. Kasumi clicked her tongue as she admonished him, "Now that is not nice, barging into my mind and then you just want to go and leave. No, please stay a while, I will make you as comfortable as I can." Fu felt something that he never felt before in his life, complete utter terror. He screamed in pain as Kitsune made out of blood began to tear at his soul apart. Suddenly Kasumi's eyes brightened and she said, "Well, that was fun." Torun said, "What did you do to Fu?" Kasumi said, "Let's just say he went into the darkest depths of my mind and he will never come out ever again." Torun said, "Damn you." He took off his gloves and shirt to reveal that his skin was darkening a bit. He ran at Kasumi, who was intrigued about the technique. Torun tapped her and she felt a stinging sensation through her body for a minute. She looked at her arm and saw that the attack her cells. You are an Aburame, aren't you? That explains the bugs, but to have poisonous bugs is a rare trait indeed. Torun said, "Impossible, those bugs are fatal, you should be in pain or dead." Kasumi said, I am not human, I am a demon, ninja. You have heard of me quite well considering your master thought that Naruto-kun was me. Torun whispered, why you're the Kyuubi no Kitsune. Kasumi said, and that is not all, I am also. She appeared behind him, your executioner. She stabbed burial into Torun's heart and Torun gurgled a bit, but then fell limp as the hell sword burned him from the inside out. Virgil put a hand on Yamato and as Hyo moved in, Sai took a scroll and drew on it, Ninpu, Choju Giga. 5 lions came out of the scroll to meet Virgil, who rose an eyebrow at the technique. Virgil avoided a strike from Hyo and knocked him away using the sheath. Then Virgil cut down the lions to revert them back to it, then he noticed that Hyo came back quickly to strike at him, but he smirked as he sheathed Yamato. Hyo shuddered for a moment and Virgil walked toward Sai as Hyo was separated into pieces. Sai, you are one of the Sandame's undercover agent, yes. Sai gave him a fake smile. Hi. Virgil said, very well, I will let you live, in the meantime, you will help us eradicate the sound ninjas that are lurking about. Sai said, hi. Kasumi said, well, that wasn't very fun, I guess I can settle for the sound. Meanwhile Alistair was moving in on Danzo and the elders and when he was close enough, he shouted, Danzo. The old man looked behind him to see Alistair's murderous eyes, knowing that he would have to fight to live. Alistair quickly moved toward the elders and electrocuted them to unconsciousness before turning to Danzo. What can I do for you, Nine Tails? Danzo asked. Alistair said, you can start by surrendering or willingly be impaled by my sword. Danzo said, I think not. He pulled off his right side to show a bolt mechanism on his arm. Alistair moves in to attack him but Danzo blocks him with his kunai with his free hand. You will die, Nine Tails. I realize that I can't control you anymore. Sarutobi was a fool, you have power and yet waste it. You took away my chance of controlling this village and turning it into an empire. Alistair said, there is no need for war, you would resist an entire nation just to be ruler over the 5 great countries. It is people like you give demons a bad name, hell, you are worse than them. Taking newborns and taking their emotions away, they never know what it is right or wrong. Danzo said, you are such a nuisance, Sparta, rest assured that I will kill you. He unsealed the rest of the bolt mechanism to reveal his right arm had been embedded with the Sharingan. 10 to be precise. You bastard. You took the Uchiha's eyes when Itachi killed them, Alistair said. Danzo said, the opportunity was there and I took it. Alistair said, you are so dead, Danzo. Not for just ruining my life, but for playing on Itachi's pacifist ways to get him to kill the Uchiha clan. Danzo said, so you know, Naruto said, Gigi took the time to tell me everything about you, Danzo. Danzo said, such a waste of power, I could have made great use of you, Nine Tails. Alistair activated his devil trigger and charged at Danzo. Stinger. Alistair shouted as he stabbed Danzo, but then he disappeared. Alistair said, what? Danzo said, Fudden. Shinkaha. Alistair was sliced only to reveal that it was a Kawarimi. Alistair appeared behind Danzo and shouted, Vortex. Again, Alistair tore Danzo to pieces, but then the bastard reappeared unscathed. How is it that he can avoid my attacks and appear without a scratch on him? Wait, one of the eyes just closed. Does the Sharingan have another power besides the Mangekyo? I thought that it can only cast an unbreakable genjutsu and a black fire that can burn anything. Alistair thought. Danzo said, your guard is down, Nine Tails, Fudden, Shinku Reppa. Alistair dodged the attack, but one of the wind blades nicked his side and then Danzo tried to slash with a wind kunai blade, but Alistair lifted up the broadsword to block his attack. Danzo used his Sharingan-infused arm to grab Alistair's neck, but then the half-devil had grabbed loose from his holster and shot Danzo. The man fell down, but Alistair found that he was unable to move. Damn, the bastard used a binding seal on me, I need to break it now. Danzo came up again and shouted, Futon, Shinkugyoku. Alistair was able to break the seal through sheer force and jumped up in the air. He flew at Danzo and stabbed at his right shoulder, but to his surprise, he was blocked by wood. Alistair said, Mokuden too. There is only one person who could have helped you with this, Danzo. You have been in contact with Orochimaru to get your arm with the Shadaime and the Sharingan. Danzo said, of course, I need it if I am going to control you. Ninetales, I dare you to use your power, your real power. Alistair laughed. You don't get it, do you? I am not the Kyuubi, I am not a woman with blood-red eyes and crimson hair. Danzo said, You mean that woman is the Kyuubi? Alistair smirked, the one and only. Danzo said, Well, I will kill you first and then I will have to take out that white-haired man. Alistair laughed, Oh, I am pretty much giving you a hard time as it is. You are getting desperate. Danzo, time is running out. Alistair charged at Danzo and lopped off his head, but then Danzo did the technique again and Alistair noticed that his fourth eye had closed as a minute passed. So every time I attacked him fatally, he uses that Sharingan technique and disappears. After he rematerializes, his eye closes in a minute. He has 6 left. No, 7, I have to take it in consideration that his right eye is a Sharingan too. He thought as he attacked Danzo again and again. What is that move anyway? Alistair asked. You seem to be tired from using it, meaning that the technique you are using to avoid my attacks are heavily taxing your reserves. Danzo said, It is called Izanagi, a powerful genjutsu that I can cast on myself. Temporarily I can bend reality and illusion, thus avoiding death. Alistair shouted, Stinger. Danzo disappeared only to appear behind Alistair and tried to stab him, but Alistair used the Kawarimi and kicked at the side of Danzo's head. Alistair shouted, Thunder Drive. He hefted the demonic broadsword in a reverse grip and sent a light blue blast at Danzo. Danzo dodged it quickly as Alistair came up in the air. High time. Danzo was forced to use Izanagi yet again to avoid Alistair's strike. 3 to go. Danzo bit his thumb and shouted, Kuchio's no jutsu. He summoned a taper, or as the legend called it, a Baku, which was a nightmare eater. The summon opened its mouth and began to suck everything in its mouth. Alistair threw his sword at its mouth and it pierced through the summon animal, causing the animal to return to its realm dead. Danzo expected Alistair charge through the smoke, but found that he was nowhere to be found. Alistair appeared beside Danzo and punched him in the face. Danzo was caught off guard and was about to use Izanagi, but searing pain came through his right eye. It has appeared that Alistair threw a splinter through Danzo's right eye, making it useless to him. Take this. Million stab. Alistair shouted, but Danzo was ready and uses Izanagi again. Damn it, I can't get away, every time I move he is on me in an instant. I can only use Izanagi one last time and I barely have any chakra to anything. The old fart thought. Alistair said, Either way, Danzo, you lose, you can surrender and die or just die. Danzo said, I will not die, Sparta. The Sparta said, Oh, it's Sparta, now huh. What happened to Ninetales? Danzo said, You are not the Kyuubi, but you are still a demon. Alistair said, No, I am worse, I am a devil with a human heart. You should never mess with that combination or else. Alistair continued, You will die. He swung his fist, but Danzo avoided it only to look and see that he was not attacking him, but merely called Alistair back to him, and it was headed for Danzo. Damn, Izanagi, Danzo thought. He disappeared only for Alistair to be at the place that he was going to and cut off his right arm. Danzo screamed in pain, Ag, damn you, Sparta. Alistair said, Shut the fuck up. He raised Umbra and shot him in the head, using less chakra to knock him out. Then he shot his kneecaps and elbow to render Danzo as a cripple. He reverted back to his original form just as Kasumi and Virgil appeared with Kaharu and Homura tied up. Alistair said, Good, our task is complete, now all is left is for boss to take care of Shukaku. He dispelled himself turning into blood, after relieving himself on Danzo's face. Naruto, damn, I can't get a break today. Naruto said as he avoided another swipe from Gara's arm. Soon a shuriken. Gara shouted. Naruto dodged each one of them and said, Oh. Gara shouted, Shut up and die, Sparta. Gara sent an arm out to Naruto, who in turn, shouted, Stinger. The arm of sand split in half as Naruto passed by the Jinchuriki. Gara roared insanely, That is it, Uzumaki, you are strong, but my purpose will win. I love myself and only myself, I fight for myself. You, fight for others, others who will betray you in the end. Naruto said, That is where you are wrong, Gara, I have friends and lovers, people who acknowledge me, even though they know that I hold the Kyuubi no Kitsune inside me. That is why I will fight, to stop you from hurting others. Gara shouted, Fudden. Mugen Sajin Daitapa. The Suna Jinchuriki blew sand at him and Naruto moved behind a tree to avoid the stinging sand blast. Naruto smirked. Take this. Million stab. Gara felt force edge pierce through his body and Naruto finished as he said, breakdown. Gara flew back and Naruto followed after him. Oh no, you don't, high time. Gara was launched into the air and then Naruto said, aerial rave. Gara coughed up blood and Naruto descended on him, and now, helm breaker. Naruto sent force edge onto Gara's head with the flat side. Gara screamed as he fell. No, I can't lose to you. Aha a. Naruto watched as Gara's sand increased and grew to enormous proportions. Wow, you are a big kid now, aren't ya? The Shukaku medium lifted its giant hand and said, Sabaku Susu. Naruto's grin never left his face as he was completely covered and then Gara said, Sabaku Q. But the sand explodes to reveal Naruto in his DT form. He rose up and hovered in the air. Let's get down to business, drive. Naruto sent a yellow streak at Shukaku, cutting its arm off. Suddenly Gara's real body appeared at the top of the Shukaku's head. Thank you for entertaining me so far, Sparta Naruto. Now I will show you the power of the Shukaku. Tanuki Niri no Jutsu. Naruto noticed that the eyes suddenly brightened and the Aikibi shouted, ha ha ha, I'm finally out, hiahu, and there is someone I wanna kill right off. Wait, you are a descendant of Sparta. Naruto answered, why yes, and now I will be the one to make you kick the bucket. Shukaku shouted, insolent devil, Fuden, Rinkuden. Naruto said, quick drive. The slash crashed with the wind bullet and Naruto rushed forward to Shukaku's head quickly to perform million stab on the Biju. Shukaku roared in pain and tried to swipe at Naruto, but he moved away and then the Jinchuriki shouted, helm breaker. Shukaku's arm was cut off. Naruto shouted, this is the end. Take this, dance macabre. Shukaku roared in pain as the blows ran down on him. The Aikibi fell backwards, defeated, and Naruto said, you can't beat me, Shukaku, surrender now. Shukaku shouted, never. Naruto said, then take this, I haven't mastered it, but it is more than enough to defeat you, overdrive. The two shockwaves crashed into Shukaku and the Tanuki screamed in pain as he started to disappear, but Naruto grabbed his soul before anything could happen. The soul transformed into a large halberd and Naruto watched as Gara fell to the earth, but caught him. Geez, I thought you were a nuisance before, now let's get you out of their woods. Naruto flew towards the hospital. The invasion has failed and very little of Konoha was destroyed. Omake Tayuya's punishment. Tayuya woke up to find herself tied up with ninja wire and shouted, what the fuck? Who the fuck did this shit to me? Naruto came out of the shadows. That would be me, Taiyu-chan. Tayuya said, don't you, Taiyu-chan, me, you motherfucker, I swear I will fucking kill you, now release me, damn it. Naruto said, no. Tayuya said, why you? She tried to activate her cursed seal, but she suddenly felt weak. What the fuck did you do to me, you monkey humper? Naruto said, such language, if you must know, this is a room, where chakra is constantly getting sucked out, how am I resisting? The seal absorbs the chakra that it doesn't recognize, meaning you are practically useless. Tayuya said, eat shit. Naruto said, you need to watch your language. Tayuya said, what the fuck are you going to do? Spank me. Naruto gave her an eerie smile, yes, care to test me? Tayuya said, fuck you. Suddenly she found herself on Naruto's lap, it's time for your spanking for Sparta, Taiyu-chan. He raised his hand and spanked her bottom hard. Inside the room, Tayuya's screams were heard from the room and that day Tayuya learned to never curse a lot, but she would curse in the house when they were alone, since she gradually started to like it. Omake Orochimaru's painful ass rupture. The Anbu sprang into action by engaging the Sound 4. Sarutobi broke free of the Cage's grasp and threw his Hokage robes off to show his battle armor. It has been a long time, Orochimaru. Orochimaru was surprised. You knew? Sarutobi said, of course, I knew. The Cage has never been interested in the Uchiha clan that much nor acknowledges Gara as his own son. Orochimaru looked on as Dante and Nero came in to join the Sandaime on the roof. Look here, Dante, a gay pedophile. Nero said. Dante said, I see, I always wanted a snakeskin wallet. Lucifer, you go help those Anbu. The old man and us will handle Orochimaru. Naruto looked to see that the Anbu were being hard pressed by the Sound Force teamwork and said, okay, but first. Lucifer appeared behind Orochimaru with a huge pineapple. Orochimaru looked behind him, but it was too late. Lucifer immediately shoved the spiky pineapple right up his ass, which exploded and made the snake Sanin let loose a girly scream. Needless to say, Orochimaru will not be having Kabuto shove things up his ass anymore. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to like, comment and subscribe, as well as checking out the author on fanfiction.net.